and welcome to another episode of the Super Cyclone Challenge. This is our 5th episode of the series. My name's Nathan Foy, and we have yet another contestant who is vying to be at the top of the wind tree. As you've seen in other recent game shows, people have done pretty well, others maybe not so well. Still, Isaac is one of the top ones of the series, along with Hank, both finishing up with 180 miles an hour earlier on. Isaac, of course, dethroning Marcel after he took the risk lifeline. Well, we'll talk about that in a moment, but first, tonight's contestant is Layten. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, you're joining us from also here in the UK, and, well, I guess people all around the world will ask questions such as, why are you interested in tropical cyclones and meteorology in this country?
Well, I have been for almost a decade now.
What was the initial, the catalyst?
Mainly research for a school project.
A school project?
Yep, and it went from there.
How interesting. What was it about?
Well, it was about weather in general, but then I decided to delve into tropical cyclones and tornadoes, and it just went from there. Alright,
sounds good. How confident are you this evening? You've got up to 24 questions facing you, and they'll begin easy, of course. They'll get gradually harder. You're not really a spectator of the game so far, so I'm going to have to talk you through it a little bit more.
Have fun.
Do you fancy your knowledge?
Bit.
Okay, well, this is the structure of the game then. There are 6 phases. The first phase will take you up to tropical storm intensity, nameable by that point, of course, if you get the first 4 questions right. And then you enter the first safe zone, and there's 6 safe zones dotted around the wind tree. And at that point, if you go further and you drop out, if you lose out in one of the questions between the safe zones, you drop out to the last miles per hour that you were in the safe zone. For instance, 40 miles an hour, 75, 115, 150 and 180 are the safe zones. If you get all the way to the end of question number 24, which would be for 215 miles per hour, you would become the strongest storm in the world and beat the game. Are you confident that that might happen? It is extremely difficult to do so. No one has ever done it.
Oh really? I'm not good under pressure, but we'll see how it goes.
Yes, especially with those bad time limits. 20 seconds for the first 4 questions, goes up to 30 in phase 2. But you'll also have some lifelines to help you out as well. You begin with 4, because there are quite a few questions to go through. You can ask one of our or one of your friends or one of the team members or whoever it might be. Obviously the 50-50, you can replace the question, and if you get the first 5 questions in a row correct without having to use a lifeline, which most people sort of can do if they know their stuff, then you'll have the double dip awarded to you as well. Also, there is that last resort, the risk lifeline, where, get this, one person will take your place on that question. If they get it right, they will knock you out of the game and proceed from where you left off, and if it's wrong, you advance to the next question. That is very much a last resort. Do you think you'll ever use it? It's only ever been used once, and it didn't work out well for them. Well, we'll let you decide later on. Obviously, with time constraints, if you really are stuck but you don't really know what lifeline to use on the spot, just say lifeline and we'll stop the clock. Are we ready to go? Ready to go?
Maybe.
It's got to be a yes, Layten.
Oh yes, then.
Thank you very much. That helps us out quite a bit. Well, here we go with the first question. This would be for 20 miles an hour. The Central Pacific Hurricane Center is based on which islands? The Hawaiian Islands, Mascarene Islands, Canary Islands, or Cape Verde Islands?
Hawaiian.
Final answer.
Yes.
It's the correct answer. 20 miles per hour for Layten at this point. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? On the board after the first question. Well, here we go with question number 2. This one would get Layten to 30 miles an hour tropical depression. And here it comes. Hurricane Ivan was the strongest storm of which year in the Atlantic? A. 1998,
2004.
B. 2004, C. 2010, or D. 2016?
2004.
Final answer. Yeah, it's quite easily the correct answer. That is 30 miles an hour at this point. And let's see if we can speed it up a little bit here. Question 3 then, this will get to 35. The National Hurricane Center is based in which US state? Florida, Alabama, New York, or California?
Florida.
Final answer. Yes it is, 35 miles an hour, and this is to be a named storm. Question 4, it's an easy start. The Bowler cyclone affected which continent in 1970? North America, Asia, Oceania, or Africa?
Asia.
Final answer. You think you're right? Well, of course, it is the correct answer. 40 miles an hour, we have Tropical Storm Layten. And there's the fake applause in the background. Which Layten can't hear. Wonderful. What can I actually? It's post-production stuff. So, 40 miles an hour is what you are guaranteed. The next 4 questions will get you from 40 miles an hour to Category 1 Hurricane. And no lifelines having been used so far. If you get this question right without using one, no pressure, you will get that 5th and final one. Question 5, 30 seconds on the clock now. Here's the first question. Which of these storms did not exist in 1997? Hilda, Nora, Hazel, or Linda?
Hazel?
Are you sure?
I really don't know 90s, so...
Final.
I'm gonna risk it and go, yeah.
Well, Layton's gone with Hazel. Of course it's Hazel, it's the right answer. Hazel, of course, only existing in the 50s. Although, I guess you might have been a little bit worried about that tiny little tropical storm that, you know, just goes under the radar sometimes. Might have been named twice, but it wasn't. Here's the next one. This, you are now at 50 miles an hour. The next question would get you to 60. Here it comes. In what year were male names first used for Atlantic hurricanes? 1997, 1987, 1979, or 1978?
1979.
You sure? Final. That's the correct answer. It's 60 miles an hour. Wonderful. Well, plain sailing so far. The next question gets to 70 miles an hour. They do get more difficult. Here it comes. What was the most intense storm of the 2014-15 Southern Hemisphere seasons? The most intense storm. Bansi, Eunice, Pam, or Winston?
Winston.
Is that your final answer?
Ow.
Layten. Winston is the wrong answer. The 2014-15 Southern Hemisphere season.
Oh wow, that was 15-16. Which are both
It was 15-16. Layten,
Oh,
what
yeah.
are you doing? Well, I'm afraid it ends there. And Layten is, well, still a mere tropical storm at 40 miles an hour he goes away with. Well, better than some people, I suppose. But
Well, that's going on the blooper reel.
yeah, well, maybe it's one long walking blooper, but that is, I'm afraid, how it goes, and no lifelines were used. Layten, I am so sorry. Any comments?
Maybe I answered that one a bit too quickly.
Just a little bit. Well, that's how it goes, I'm afraid. If you'd like to take part in a future game show on Force 13's Super Cyclone Challenge, send us a message on our many mediums online. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also find us On YouTube, of course, you're probably there. And of course, Force13, our Skype account, and my personal account, Fool13, on Discord at extension 9094. But for myself and Layten this evening, that is all for now, and better luck next time, I suppose. Oh golly gosh, where do we go from here?